all of you all that are gonna go home and write a biography on how wrong this is, you guys can kick rocks. What's up, fam? Candace Parker here. I'm gonna do a tier ranking of WNBA players. I'm gonna try. Then you got Angel Reese. I put her right at that C level.
1. Candace Parker just did something that sent Angel Reese's fans into complete meltdown mode. The WNBA legend ranked Reese as a C-tier player, and the backlash was immediate and furious. But Parker didn't back down. Instead, she doubled down with evidence that makes Reese's supporters look foolish. While Reese has been celebrating her double-doubles, her team has been losing games at an alarming rate. And when you dig deeper into those stats, everyone's been praising, you'll discover something that will completely change how you see Angel Reese forever. Double-doubles that mean absolutely nothing when it comes to actual winning. Parker exposed the biggest hoax in WNBA history. If you agree with Candace Parker, then comment below, baby giraffe. Let's go.
How many times have I said Angel Reese is not an impact player? I mean, she definitely has an impact on losing, but Angel Reese has absolutely no effect on winning. If you don't believe me, go ask Teresa Weatherspoon or ask her current head coach Tyler Marsh, who will soon be joining Teresa in the food stamp line, hoping to get enough Ethiopian breadcrumbs to make it through the winter. Or ask Candace Parker.
Picture this. One of the most respected voices in women's basketball drops a ranking that sends the internet into complete chaos. Candace Parker, 7-time All-Star and 12-time MVP, placed Angel Ari in the C tier of her player rankings. Not B tier, not A tier, C tier. Right alongside an injured Cameron Brink. Treating Ree like she's just another developing player instead of the superstar her fans claim she is.
In terms of being above, you have to be able to have the ability to carry a team, be a 1 or 2 option. I think Angel Reese is fantastic at her role, which is offensive rebounding. She showed and demonstrated so much growth in that first year. I think that this is my...
Parker didn't mince words about why Reese earned this placement. She explained that to rank higher. You have to be able to have the ability to carry your team, be a 1 or 2 option. Parker acknowledged Reese's offensive rebounding skills, but made it crystal clear that Ree functions as a role player, not someone capable of leading a championship team. While Aya Wilson, Nafisa Collier, and Brianna Stewart occupied the elite S tier, and Caitlin Clark landed solidly in a tier. Ree found herself grouped with players still trying to prove themselves.
Aya Wilson, reigning MVP, couple Defense Player of the Years, 2 championships. If there was something higher than S, I would definitely put her up there. But Nafisa Collier, she's up there with top tier with Asia. Just her ability to play on both sides of the ball, pump fake, she's going to make you choose wrong. I know you guys are going to say I'm biased because I'm putting all 4s at the S, but the 4s run the league. Don't ever forget that. Brianna Stewart, the versatility, reigning champion from last year. She's got 3 of them things. I don't think there's any debate.
The meltdown was instant and spectacular. Reese's supporters flooded social media, calling Parker a hater and questioning her motives. They couldn't believe their double-double queen was being ranked below players they considered less accomplished. The outrage reached fever pitch as fans demanded explanations for what they saw as disrespect. When pressed to defend her assessment, Parker remained completely calm and measured. She appeared on the Good Follow podcast and stated, "There's no hate on Angel Ari. I love her. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are ever." Parker clarified that her analysis focused purely on basketball ability and team leadership, not personal attacks. She emphasized that her comments came from a place of respect.
There it gets tricky. Caitlin Clark is at an A level. I think in time she's going to raise up to that S, but in order to put her at that level, she's got to have a couple more years. So I'll put Kelsey Plum at the A level. 2-time champ, now took on the challenge to be #1 option in LA. I would say KP is definitely in that tier. I would love to put Sabrina Ionescu in that A range. She got that elusive championship. She's one of the best shooters in the WNBA, if not the best shooter in the WNBA.
You know what makes Parker's criticism impossible to dismiss? Her credentials speak for themselves. This isn't some random analyst throwing shade. Parker built her reputation through years of elite performance and championship level basketball IQ. When someone with her basketball knowledge speaks, people listen. The ranking system revealed Parker's priorities perfectly. Caitlin Clark's, a tier placement showed Parker values players who elevate their teammates and impact winning beyond just individual statistics. Clark's ability to transform the Fever's entire offensive system demonstrated exactly what Parker meant by carrying a team.
Oh, Candace Parker, you've upset the Reese's Pieces and they're not happy about it. They're gonna be coming after you any second. Oh, they're already coming after you. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Candace Parker asked to put certain players in a tier list. You have the S tier, you have the A tier, you have the B tier, and you have the C tier. And where Candace Parker put Angel Reese on this list and her explanation about it, it has upset a large number of the Reese's Pieces.
Basketball analysts started coming out of the woodwork to support Parker's honest assessment. They recognized what casual fans missed. There's a massive difference between accumulating stats and actually contributing to team success. The question everyone started asking was simple but devastating. What does a WNBA legend see in Angel Reese's game that her biggest supporters are missing? Parker's ranking wasn't personal or random. It was built on cold, hard basketball fundamentals that separate role players from franchise cornerstone.
Go Sky, y'all stink, bro. Y'all, look, there's trash and then there's trash. You know what I'm saying? But look, man, the Chicago Sky got destroyed by the Stud Buds. Everybody watches the Stud Buds. Shout out to Courtney Williams and Tisha Heiderman, man. Listen, Stud Buds stood on business today. Nafisa Collier stood on business today. They destroyed
The Minnesota Lynx game changed everything. Angel recommitted 9 turnovers in a single game. And suddenly, everyone could see what basketball insiders had been whispering about all season. This wasn't just a bad night. This was the moment that exposed the fundamental flaws in Reese's game that her double-double stats had been masking.
From last night's game, Angel Reese was back to doing Angel Reese things, blowing layups, getting her own rebounds. They've turned her into a point forward. She had 9 turnovers last night. I think her plus minus was minus 19. But all we keep hearing about, she now has 2 double-double streaks of more than 10 games or 10 games plus. She had one last year. Now she has one this year. She's the first WNBA player to ever do.
Let's be real about what happened in that disaster. The Sky were actually competing early in the game, staying within striking distance of Minnesota. Then Reese's decision-making completely fell apart. She started forcing passes that weren't there, trying to thread the needle when the simple play was right in front of her. The turnovers piled up as Reese's basketball IQ crumbled under the slightest pressure from the Lynx defense.
Joe Reese, part 53, let's get it! We love pray-ups. Bang! I heard she wanted to dye her hair, and the stylist said, what color you want? And she said, butter pecan! Bang! She gets blocked by defenders who don't even bother jumping. Me bound. One more time. Bang! She almost had a triple-double. One more turnover, and she would have had it. Bang! 9 turnovers is crazy, so is a no-look poop pass. Oh, no! Bang!
You know what made it worse? The types of turnovers Irie was committing. These weren't forced turnovers from elite defensive pressure. We're talking about sloppy passes sailing over teammates' heads, traveling violations from poor footwork, and ball handling mistakes that would make high school coaches cringe. The Lynx didn't even have to work hard to get these steals. Reese was practically handing them the basketball.
Brace beaten off of her. She had 9 turnovers and was just an awful. If you watch the game, she was.
Here's where it gets interesting. Opposing coaches started studying this game film like it was a blueprint. They realized they could target Reese specifically because she'd crack under defensive pressure and give away possessions. Teams began running specific sets designed to force the ball into Reese's hands in uncomfortable situations, knowing she'd likely turn it over. This wasn't some isolated incident either. The 9 turnover nightmare was just the most obvious example of a troubling pattern that plagued Reese's entire season. Game after game, she'd rack up impressive rebounding numbers while simultaneously destroying possessions with careless mistakes. The Sky were losing winnable games because their supposed star couldn't protect the basketball.
Know how that party rock song goes? Every day I'm shuffling. Do, 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 do. Bang! I know it's construction season and all, but who called in the bulldozer? Bang! And it was this play right here when 2K realized, yup, That's our cover athlete. 2K, more like 75K. Pay her more. Bang! Watching her play got me fiending football. Said, oh no, it's picked off again. Bang! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. Come on. Hey, I got an order here. It says a hip check.
The most frustrating part, Chicago's coaching staff kept downplaying these obvious problems instead of addressing them head-on. They'd point to Reese's double-doubles and act like the turnover issues were just growing pains. Meanwhile, the losses kept piling up as opponents exploited Reese's fundamental weaknesses. The 9-turnover game became undeniable proof that Angel Reese's impressive statistics don't tell the real story of her impact on winning basketball. You can grab all the offensive rebounds you want, but if you're giving away possessions at an alarming rate, you're actually hurting your team's chances of success. The numbers looked good in the box score, but the Sky lost by 23 points. This raises an obvious question that nobody wants to ask. What happens when Angel replays fewer minutes instead of more?
Angel Reese is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant.
Angel Ree is the double-double queen. They got the brakes beat off of them last night by the Minnesota Lynx. Angel Reese's double-double, I think 11 points, 11 rebounds, was meaningless and insignificant. The numbers are absolutely devastating for Angel Reese's reputation. When the Chicago Sky limits RA to fewer than 30 minutes per game, their win percentage jumps dramatically compared to games where she plays extended minutes. This pattern completely destroys everything the media has been telling you about Reese's value to her team. Let's be real about what the actual data shows. Chicago performs significantly better when Reese's playing time gets reduced. The team moves the ball more effectively. Other players get into better rhythms. And the Sky actually looked like a cohesive basketball unit instead of a chaotic mess built around one player's rebounding obsession.
2 seasons in the WNBA. The only thing Angel Reese has proven is she can't win games. Angel Reese is not an impact player. She's not someone you can rely on to carry a team to a championship. The Chicago Bravado, they cannot rely on Angel Reese to secure off-season access to the Golden Toilet. Hell, she can't even get them to the playoffs. Angel Reese does not help your team win. And this is no longer just my opinion.